Hey guys, this is Skyler with Gmod. I'm here with Dane and Davis, the executive producer, on the awesome new Age of Empires Online. So Dane, tell me a little about this and tell me about how this changes the franchise.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes that we did actually. We brought the game online, which adds a lot of new features to it. In particular, it now is persistent. So something that's never been done before with Age of Empires before is having that persistence level. So every game that you play adds experience points, you're gaining levels. Basically your character is your capital city. And in your capital city you build up not only your capital, but you add gear to units and things like that through this persistence that you have by being online. So that's one aspect. Another aspect is very easy. I can hook up with my friends and just play. So there's thousands of people on the server. If I see somebody that's doing a quest that I'm doing, or I need help, I can request, somebody come help me. I can just instantly invite them to a party, and we can go off and play our quest together and do battle together. Or we can go off and we can do player versus player together. Very simple, just either do it in a party and we can fire it off from our arena, or we can go off to our special Sparta region, which is where we do random match-made games. And you can just go up and randomly match-make with other players and engage in PvP battles. So very simple, good stuff on the line. Another thing we did was we really changed the graphics quite a bit with this version. We wanted to make it more approachable. We wanted it to run on lower end machines. We wanted to have a style and aesthetic that was really Age of Empires, and made you go, wow, that's an Age game. It looks like that. Yeah. So we took some of the concepts from some of the early Age games, like in Age 1, if you remember, villagers used to run around with big slabs of meat after they cut up the elephant and stuff, right? It's like kind of one of the more memorable moments. So even though the game had more of a realistic feel back then, there were certain points and animations and things that really people keyed off of. Yeah. So when we did the art style, we looked at that and we said, you know what, these are the things that I really think Age of Empires people will associate a lot with. Let's really dial that piece up. Yeah. So we went with this kind of this more friendly style, and Age has always been a very bright and colorful world, so that wasn't a real stretch. But you'll see it in the animations and the way the units move and the look of them. It's just really fun and inviting.
It's kind of a Disney feel, if I can say that.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a Disney feel, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's like, when you think of Toy Story, you don't think about, oh, what a terrible, art style. It's like, no, it's a beautiful movie back, from Toy Story 1 and all up. That's the way this game is too. 5 years from now, people are going to look at this game and go, man, it still looks amazing. Yeah.
So 5 years out, is this the conclusion of the franchise to a certain degree, or at least, obviously we can do more things in the future, but do you see other single player or retail box games coming out that are not online in the persistent world?
I mean, I can't say for, everything in the franchise, I will say for right now, Age of Empires Online, we have a plan for many, many new content packs to continue to come out, continue to update the game. It's one of the advantages of online, right, is that online allows us to see what players are doing, listen to their feedback, make changes, put patches out, put out new content that they're requesting all the time. When Gas Powered Games and I, Chris Taylor and I talk about this a lot, it's like, normal box product. The team, works, ships the game and kind of goes, oh, thank God. Then they kind of shift off and they do the new thing, and you kind of get the B team on to kind of continue on the expansion pack or something. On this one, nope, we launched, the entire team's still on, and we're continuing to crank out new content and everything for the game. I mean, this game is just huge. People, I don't think, understand that when we say, oh, we launched with 2 civs, and they go, oh, well, 2 civs, that's so small compared to last games. It's like, yeah, but you got to look at what you're getting with these civs. Everything's customizable in terms of the tech tree, the gear you put on the units, the civ powers basically through our advisors. All of it's customizable. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of ways in which you can set up one civ. So I could make all of the civs from previous games with one civ that we've launched right now. Plus it's got a unique art style. The Greeks don't look like the Egyptians. They're not going to look like our Celts and our Persian civs that we're coming out with in the holiday, right? Completely different. This game is just huge. Every civ that we put out is like having another expansion pack, and we're going to be doing it very, very quickly, much quicker than we've ever done with a retail box product. Because we've got that A team on there working on this new stuff all the time.
So what does persistent world really mean? I mean, when I think of that, the first thing I think of is a big PvP battle as well, and you're offline, you're sleeping, and all of a sudden your city's getting attacked. Right. So obviously, I'm assuming you have some way of handling that. How does it work?
We didn't take that approach right now, right? So for one thing, we wanted the game to be kind of more a kinder, gentler PvP persistent experience, right? Or I should say not PvP, but a persistent experience. And so what we did was we made it so that only positive things can happen to you when you're offline. So I got my capital, it's persistent, I built it up. That means when I'm offline, other players can come and visit my capital. Of course, they can see kind of how beautiful I've made it, and guys in our beta made some amazing cities. but they can also shop at all my shops. And so while they buy things at my shops, and I can have unique shops because there's dozens of different stores that drop in the game that are unique, and you get them from loot. So I'm going to have different shops than you. So if you want really cool shields, and I've got the shield store, you come to my store and you buy it.
Really?
I get a kickback from you shopping there. So that's one aspect. Another aspect is we have these daily ambassador quests, and you come over to my town, you do my ambassador quest, you get a benefit because you complete the quest, I get a benefit because you turn it in with me.
Do you set a price on your stores? Go back to that quick. So what difference is one store from another store?
Right, so currently you don't set prices. Currently it's just, there's stock items inside these stores, and these are unique stores that you get from different loot drops. In the future, there's some features that we're working on that I think that will, surprise and make a lot of players happy about how they sell their own gear and stuff. But that's not in yet, but again, online, persistent, we always get to update it. We're going to be adding a lot of new features. So that kind of stuff is going to be coming in the future. Another aspect for the online portion is we have a whole crafting mechanism in the game. So you have these workshops that build materials for you when you're playing the game. And when you're offline, they'll continue to make materials for you. So you can go to bed, come back the next morning, you got 100 oak planks for you, and you can build that new siege piece of gear that you need. So always getting new materials for your crafting, so you can build up better and better gear for your units. There are hundreds of different slots for your capital that you can add stuff to. So lots to do.
So the PvP element is not persistent in the same way. They can't attack you when you're offline. What about the PvE element? Can if there's an elephant at your gate and you go to bed with the elephant at your gate, will he eventually tear it down overnight?
No, so no one can actually attack your capital.
Okay.
There is no PvP there. PvP only happens in what we call the quest modes, or in the instances, basically.
Okay.
So if I want to go play PvP, there's two ways in which I can do it. One of them is I go to the Sparta region, and I launch a random match-made game, and that will match me with other players based upon my true skill, and then I can fight with them. It takes anywhere, for the fast guys, it takes them 5 minutes or so, or somewhere between 5 and 30 minutes. Go fight. You get rewards for that if you win that battle. You can get experience points, or you can get Sparta points, which allows you to buy some gear and stuff in Sparta. But that's how you engage in PvP. The other way is by you and I are friends, and we just want to play with you and I can just go to my arena, launch off our arena game, and you and I can play against each other.
So that's some ground zero, though. You don't start with your base or with your capital. You don't bring that in with you at all.
You don't. When you start a PvP game, that's true. You don't start with a base and everything, but you do start with your equipment and your advisors and the tech tree choices that you've made. Okay. So your level does matter when you engage in PvP, because that gives you more tech points and things like that, right?
Do you access to your special stores and those kind of things?
Do you what? I'm sorry.
The special stores you find along the way and those kind of things, the different unique assets you get, do those come with you as well?
Well, kind of. I mean, they're still in your capital. All the unique stores and everything that you build inside your capital. Okay. The gear that you buy from them is what comes with you when you go into these PvP quests or regular quests, right? So if I put an epic piece of armor on my spearman, every spearman that I then build comes out with that epic piece of armor. Okay. And that will happen inside the quest.
Okay. That sounds really cool. Yeah, I've been wanting to try it out. It's on my list of things to do. It looks amazing. I watched the reviews on it and stuff, and I'm really excited about it. So, and in years to come too, more and more things coming out. The PvP really excites me. Do you see a point? You mentioned you're just starting out. What things you're going to do? Have you guys talked about having a PvP element with your capital, or bringing that in some way, or a clone of it or something?
Oh, we talk about a lot of things, believe me. There's definitely some plans down the future that I think people are going to be excited about. I won't go into detail I can't disclose, but there's definitely some exciting stuff that we've got planned.
So I would be amiss if I didn't ask some questions about mods. This is Gmod, right? So,
yeah.
So we talked a little bit earlier on off camera, but what if there were to be mod support? In what ways do you see this game supporting mods?
I mean, I don't want to say for sure. Nothing that I say here is 100%. We've talked about mods and how can we support that. Obviously, the previous games have supported it and stuff, and we want to make sure it's right? And so it's a feature that's very large. You want to do it right. You don't want to have a community get access to mod tools and then a lot of really bad mods get out there and players go, this isn't very good from a mod standpoint. They don't ever want to touch any of the modded stuff. So there's probably a way in which for us to moderate moderate the kind of things that people would release with tools, so that you can't be exploited, and it actually provides a really fun, cool, different kind of mod. But until we have the right system in place, right? We don't want to do that. We want to make sure when we put it out there, it's a good feature, right? So.
Yeah,
it's definitely something we think about and talk about.
We're looking forward to it.
Cool.
So, like I said, check it out. It's amazing. Everything I've seen is fantastic, and today I played it here at the show a little bit, and it looks really, really good.
We're out right now.
So
just go to our website. We're free to play. Just go to www.ageofempiresonline.com and hit the free to play button. You can pull it down and play it anytime you want.
Try it out. Thanks, guys.